Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we'll be doing our commodity daily technical analysis update. We're going to rip through the dollar, yields, precious metals, commodities, and ETFs that this guy follows. I'm going to interject my financial opinions across the board. And if you guys need any help, check out the finding-value.com, the website I've got going on there. I do still have one last day for the happy birthday coupon code. I guess it had expired yesterday, but some people wanted to sign up, so I extended it a day further into the future. So it's the last day today if you want to sign up and try it. And that's where we go over individual companies. We go over chart patterns. We go over the why and some of that stuff if you guys ask questions about it. All right, guys, so let's dive in. Let's see what's going on with the markets today, starting with the dollar. Like I said before, we're looking for a turning point. We're getting a little bit of selling pressure today. Is that the candlestick that's going to turn us back lower? I don't know if that's going to be the case, but we'll find out here the rest of this week. Large selling pressure, down move here, a weaker bounce to the upside. That smells to me like we could potentially head lower. And if we go on a weekly candlestick basis, this is what we're seeing. We're seeing that large, weak selling pressure, a weaker bounce up against resistance, which generally leads to a sell-off in the future. Weaker dollar, weaker yields. Are we going to see weaker yields? There's your big selling pressure day, another weaker bounce coming up. And are we going to break back to the downside? I am inclined to think that we are going to go lower here at some point. Stronger selling pressure. Here's your bounce, which is a weaker bounce. We're probably going to turn over at some point, is my guess. Again, we're working with statistical probabilities. A lot of people are like, well, what is the exact statistical probability? 60, 70%, maybe a little bit greater than that. If you tie it with more things, the stronger the probability of success becomes. But right now, we've got the dollar that's looking a little bit weak and the 2-year that's looking weak. Now, scrolling over to the 10-year, the 10-year doesn't look as weak, which complicates things in terms of what this looks like. This looks strong like it wants to go higher, and the 30-year yield also looks strong like it wants to go higher. So what we're seeing is we're seeing the short end of the curve kind of pull back. Let's say people are preferring to buy shorter duration bonds, and they're not wanting the 10-year and 30-year bonds. That's why the yields are going up. So we're kind of seeing this yield curve shift. It's remaining high, but we could see the short end come down and the long end pull up. That is the curve uninverting to some degree, but we're still at elevated levels. TYX, TNX, this is showing us that the curve is still inverting, which means, it's still inverting a little bit. This is taking the long end of the curve, though. The short end of the curve is actually coming back down. So it's an interesting dynamic that we have got going on. TLT bond prices. Are we going to get a sell-off here? I don't know. Is this going to just roll over where yields go up, bond prices go down? This is on the long end. This is a 20-year plus Treasury bond ETF. So I'm inclined to think that interest rates are going to go up on the long end. The short end could come back down where people are preferring shorter duration debt and rolling it over more frequent due to increased inflation expectations, perhaps. Gold faring quite well today. Gold looks ultra strong, guys. I'm a big bull here. Look at that. Big bullish engulfing. We're going higher. I've been in the camp that we're going to go higher continually. Why? More buying pressure, small selling pressure coming into a bullish engulfing. That leads to higher prices. At least that's my take on it. Silver also following suit. Silver looks fantastic. Another bullish engulfing. We're going higher in silver is my guess. In the short term, does higher mean every single day? No, higher means a grind to the upside. But it could mean that we get a breakout and a big move to the upside. That is very well in the cards. We could break and really start to move at some point. I'm not trying to pinpoint that move. I'm just staying long. It looks very good to continue higher. And platinum also going higher, and that looks like it could continue to the upside if it wishes to join the party, which I think it will. XAU to gold ratio, gold and silver mining companies outperforming gold itself, looking strong, feeling strong. This looks ready to break to the upside, guys. I would be a serious fine-tooth comber in the gold and silver mining company area right now. I would be looking, maybe even some of the royalty companies. Depends on what you like, depends on what, fits your investment, we'll say risk profile. And just because something's more risky does not mean that it will outperform other things that are less risky. That is where the special sauce comes into the play. And the special sauce is what gets you the special returns. So when we break, it's about capturing the move. It may not necessarily be about the potential return, it's the probability of success. Tied along with, well, how much leverage can we get to the move? The CRB index, what does this look like? Hiya, hiya, hiya. Is that new TikTok? Hiya, hiya, hiya. Yeah. Going higher. That's what I say. CRB to S&P 500. I talked about this turning up. Well, there's your turn, guys. It's sitting right here. Commodities are starting to outperform the S&P 500. I think we're probably going to go higher. It looks like it wants to go higher. Every chart I pull up looks pretty dang good in the commodities sectors. So let's rip this baby. Let's rip it, guys. Let's rip it. GDX looking fantastic, looking quite strong, along with GDXJ and also SILJ. SILJ is probably one of the cheapest assets out there still. And with where we are in the TYX TNX ratio, we're very low, which is generally a tailwind when that comes and the curve uninverts. It's a tailwind for precious metals. I think precious metals look pretty good here. They look pretty dang good. Crude oil still ripping to the upside. This is basically a return move. You've heard me say this before. What do I do on return moves? I buy it. So I am ultra long in crude oil. There we are heading higher. I've got my crude oil equities. I'm hanging on to them. I'm guarding them with both hands and arms wrapped around them. You're not going to get any of my shares, guys. Sorry. Not until we get into a much higher price level. Natural gas, this still looks fantastic as well. We've got big buying pressure, smaller selling pressure. That's generally what I see when a price moves higher. So nat gas is looking fantastic. We've got XOP, kind of a wash day today. It's not a super strong day. We do have a little wick at the top here. It's a little bit of selling pressure, but if oil keeps driving up, I think XOP will follow with it. OIH also moving up. This one looks a little bit stronger today, not as big of a wick at the top, which means that we could potentially still keep that momentum to the upside. OIH from a long-term perspective looks uber good. Uber good. Boom. That thing looks so strong. This is what it looks like. You see how this is slanted higher right before a launch move. We see that in a lot of different sectors. Uranium has that. A lot of energy companies have that. And some of them even have ridiculously large inverted head and shoulder patterns and double bottoms. Just these patterns are all ridiculous, guys. Just absolutely ridiculous. Sprott Physical Uranium Trust up 2.41%. I told you we were squeezing up. We had the bigger buy points, the small selling pressure into a bullish engulfing. I wrote higher. Here we are. We're rocketing higher. We're looking for an 1815. We break 1815. We can come and we can party together, guys. Because our accounts are going to look GOOD. They're going to look good. We're going to be smiling. URA also up a little bit today. Again, we are sitting on top of the pattern. What would I do here? I would buy the crap out of it. I mean, it's not a financial advice. That's just what I would do. I would buy the crap out of it. URNM also looking good. Big bullish engulfing right underneath this, right underneath resistance. We've got a bullish engulfing, bullish engulfing, bullish engulfing, bullish engulfing, bullish engulfing today. This is all weekly candlesticks. Guys, This is all like statistically saying buy me. I mean, that's what it says. You know, some people are going to say wait for the break, wait for the retest. I don't know. I like all this stuff. URNJ also looking good today, 3.4%. It's good to see that the junior guys are participating now, and I think it's not going to be too long before juniors start to I don't know, fly off the shelves. They're gonna really start to take off here. I think at some point soon, hopefully. Tan still looks good. This is just really good. A lot of big green candlesticks, lots of buying pressure. We just haven't taken off yet. Some people will say, well, how come we haven't taken off? Why? We don't know why, guys. Calm down with the whys. We're going to take off. Just be patient. Take your positions. Be happy that you can get shares for this price. COPX ripping it, 4.55%. Diversified mining companies. Stacking hundreds in my pockets, making me have lower back pain. That's for sure. But this looks good too. Hopefully we can rip it here. We'll look at the copper chart. The copper chart looks like it's right at resistance, ready to break out. So copper could also look pretty good. Lithium up today. The momentum's back down, but again, we've broken the pattern to the upside. Higher. REMX, broken pattern, upside. Higher. We're up 2.37% today. So that looks really good. S&P 500, like I said, there's not huge reversal candlesticks yet. It does look a little bit tired, but my opinion is higher until I start seeing a topping structure, and I just don't see it yet. Nasdaq still looking all right. I don't see a huge reversal candlestick. Still looks good to go higher. Emerging markets higher, and that looks like we are going to grind our way on up. Stay long, my friends. Stay long. XHB also higher. That's the home builders looking good. Are we going to break through this, make all-time highs? But, I guess everyone says we're in a housing bust, even though the home builders are probably going to make all-time highs here. But, okay. Moo, the agribusiness, fertilizers, looking fantastic. Still looks good to go higher. We've got copper. So copper up 1.9. We're up against this resistance. Are we going to break here? I don't know. Maybe we get a little bloody nose tomorrow, a little down day or something. Maybe we get two of them, and then we go on up. We could also just rip it. I mean, sometimes that happens, and then you get a return move, retest. Again, the path, unknown, but it looks really good to me. I like how we're having these large, big buying pressure days here. Iron ore still working its way higher. Dry bulk. When I think of this, dry bulk is about to rip it. That's what I think. Dry bulk. Nickel moving sideways. Again, we're right at support. We'll see. We might have a little bit further downside with this one. Aluminum looking strong. I think we could be heading higher here. We've got nice big buying candlesticks, smaller selling pressure. I'm inclined to think that we can go higher. Baltic Dry Index moving sideways. I still think we're going to work our way higher. This would have already crashed, in my opinion. Newcastle Coal, let it just calm down here, base out. But again, I wouldn't be too relaxed. A lot of the individual companies look quite good. Bitcoin. Where are we going here? Pretty weak bounce today, guys. Let's wait and see where we're going. We do have a little bit of a string of selling pressure here, and not much buying pressure. So, looks a little weak. This doesn't look too bad for the Ethereum. We'll wait and see. I don't have a clear reading on it right now for both of those. But that's what I've got for today, guys. Everything looks to be going higher. That's what it looks like to me. Fantastic opportunities here to load up on some companies. If you like the laggards, I'd look for the laggards. Look for some of the junior companies. Look for the small caps. We go over some of that on the website. The big guys are starting to already move. Camco, gone, right? If you're watching uranium, you can see those guys moving. You can see some of the larger cap companies, mid cap companies start to move in oil, nat gas. You can see that in the energy service companies. I mean, they're starting to get their legs back underneath them, running to the upside. So that's what I've got for today. Thumb up for the content. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the website if you like. And that's what I've got for today. So we'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.